Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of Good Living Magazine. I'm Brett Scott.
And I'm Heidi Koch. That's right, the award-winning Good Living Magazine, all about things to do, people to know, and places to go right here in West Orange County.
Obviously, it's summertime, hot and humid, and it's also hurricane season, a time to be prepared just in case the big storm strikes. The projections for this hurricane season call for a high storm count, but that doesn't mean they will be major hurricanes, let alone big enough to even warrant a name. It does mean, however, the conditions in the Atlantic and off the West African coast are favorable for storm development. So it's not really a matter if a storm comes our way, but when and where.
It doesn't really matter how many hurricanes are out there, it matters how many come to Florida. So for instance, in 1992 when we had Hurricane Andrew, that was a below average season. But still, Andrew obviously had a huge impact on the state of Florida. In 2004, we didn't have a lot of hurricanes either, but 4 of them impacted our state.
Forecasting a storm, whether it's a tropical depression, tropical storm, or full-blown hurricane, is not an exact science, but it's close. Dealing with Mother Nature requires offering different scenarios. The technology used in the newsrooms today is state-of-the-art, advanced computer software, modeling, and radar that can pinpoint a storm and project its path. Utilizing that equipment to its full capability is key. When the hurricanes are on the horizon, so to speak, you guys kick it into high gear, don't you?
We do. We all try to make sure, obviously, ahead of time that our families are safe and that we have our own action plans in place at our homes so that when a hurricane gets to 24, 48 hours out, we kick into gear and we are pretty much at work. We go into 12 hours on, 12 hours off, and each day that we come to work, we don't know if we're going to be able to leave or not. We have to bring our sleeping bags, our change of clothes. We have food here, everything that we need, because we're actually pretty safe inside this building, but we have everything that we need here so that if we have to stay here for 3, 4, 5 days, we might have to do that.
Central Florida residents rely heavily on our local TV weather personnel. Amy Sweezey and the other meteorologists understand that. It's a known fact. Local meteorologists have saved lives here in Central Florida. Yes, their accurate forecasting is critically important, but so too is the information they offer us each and every day, the reminders to be prepared, especially now during hurricane season. Having a storm survival kit handy and ready for use is key.
The biggest thing is to just have a plan, know what your plan is going to be for yourself and your family, and then have what we call your disaster kit ready to go. That's something that you can prepare ahead of time because yes, you don't want to be waiting in line at the Home Depot or at the grocery store to try to find bottled water that's all sold out or to try to get boards on your window when the winds are already starting to blow. We found that in 2004 when the storms came through. I think people figured, it's not really going to come here. We're really going to be okay. And then all of a sudden, when Charlie happened, we realized, you know what? This can happen in Florida and we need to be ready.
Yes, Central Florida, we are in the middle of hurricane season, but know that doing your due diligence, preparing now for what might come later, is your best defense.
Best advice I can give to someone is to put yourself in a what if scenario and say, what if I didn't have power in my house for 3 days? What if I didn't have electricity for a week or a week and a half, which is what happened when Charlie came through Central Florida in 2004. So it's amazing when you start to think, okay, I have kids, I have an elderly parent living with me, you know, depending on what your specific need is, how much water do you need, how much food do you need, and how are you going to keep your family safe for 7 days without electricity?